What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Pink Tourmaline. Matryoshka3313 says aloha. Ruthless Wisdom is letting me know that they are an Archon legendary. First Archon on the live stream. Welcome. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Got a lot of exciting news to share with you guys. We got some really cool things on the horizon here. And I also wanted to use today to finally nail down when we're going to be doing the members Google Meet, because I put out a survey. I only had like 5 people vote on it. So hopefully there'll be some members in here. We're just going to lock it down. And I'm probably going to do it Thursday or something like that at a time that hopefully is convenient for most people. And we're going to do it because we got to do one every month as promised. So we have to do one this month. Whoops. Matt Bingen is back in the house. Matry says Archon aka Space Stick. Yep. Matt Bingen says, hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All righty. As people make their way in, we got a couple of things on the horizon that I want to talk about. Before we talk about all that stuff, let me put up, as always, my Instagram handle. So there's my Instagram handle. If you guys want to reach out or message me or send me stuff, you can definitely do that. And just hit me up on Instagram. So first things first, you guys saw, hopefully, my interview my video of where I was reviewing the breakdown of Betty Guadagno. So Betty Betty Guadagno. So I broke down her NDE, and I thought I had a lot of interesting nuggets and things to think about and review. That was actually sent to me by Isabella Green. Some people were asking me for the link to that NDE. Well, there's the video. Hopefully that's even better. My breakdown of the NDE. And super cool, her assistant, Ali Travland, reached out and said that I guess Betty is interested in being interviewed. So this is going to be really, really cool. I can't wait, because I'm taking her up on the offer. I definitely want to have Betty on here because I want to talk to her about exactly what her thoughts are now, maybe after listening to my video and my thoughts, revisiting her NDE and asking those questions, and I made it very clear in the video. I was not in any way trying to attack her or had nothing to do with that. What she relayed and explained was her honest opinion and her honest feedback of what she experienced. But it's not about that. It's now about revisiting those experiences and trying to examine what was the real motivation behind them from the other entities, not from her perspective, but from these other entities, and try to look at that through a logical, objective lens. I think that'd be really, really fun. By the way, another big announcement, and tell you guys, I see the comments. I'm going to read them in a second. Another big announcement. I was on Rachel Corpus's podcast yesterday. So I don't know if you guys know that. I'm going to see if it's up, actually. I'll check it right now. Amy Fagoli, happy to have caught this one. Welcome. Living Sun, what's up, Jose? It looks like another great live. I do my best. J-Man says, hey, what's up, J-Man? Might be new to the channel. Don't recognize that name. Welcome. And how did you find this channel? I'd love to know what video brought you here. Izzy Danny says, hi, Josefa, 0032. Whoa, it's midnight. It's 12:32 in your neck of the woods. Wait. So you're 7 hours ahead. So that means 7 hours ahead. That would be west of the UK. What are you, in Iceland? Izzy, where are you right now? Iceland, Greenland, maybe? I don't know. Because the UK would be 8 hours ahead. Yes, saw that. Good analysis. Thank you. Open Your Reality channel did a breakdown. Oh, no way. Can you post that, Matryoshka? Hey, Isabella Green interview. So you're new to the channel. Welcome. South Africa, 12:30. Wait a minute. What am I saying? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because South Africa is east. I'm looking at a world map right now. Hold on. Sorry. I'm thinking like South Africa is so much further away. But yeah, okay. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Hold on. Here, look at this real quick. Oh, 12:30. Oh my God. 9 hours ahead. Not, I just did the math totally wrong. Oh my God. That's embarrassing. Yeah. South Africa. That makes sense. 9 hours ahead. So that's 6 hours. So that's 1 hour more than the UK. So yeah, I got you. So it's same as in Poland. Yep. I get it. Big Pink. Glad I caught this one. Yeah. Welcome. All right. So wait, what was I about to say? Oh yeah. You said, who else did another open your reality channel? Okay, let me look at that. Greetings from Germany. Oh my God, I was just in Munich when I flew back from Croatia. I spent a night in Munich. Actually, I didn't really go anywhere. I booked a room there's an airport at the Munich airport, a Hilton. It was so nice. Actually, it was kind of expensive, but it was so nice. And you're just right there. I slept and then I got up in the morning and I walked right back in, and it was just so easy. I don't know if you live in Munich or Berlin or where, but that was an awesome experience. East Tennessee, let's go. Yes, UK and R so behind. I was wondering if I'd catch it live. Well, here it is. You caught it. By the way, I'm thinking of moving actually, I'm going to move my Friday lives up. I think it's going to be better for everyone. It's going to be better for me. I mean, selfishly, that's obviously part of the reason why a big part of the reason why I'm doing it is that it kind of gets in the way of if I do have plans on a Friday night, which I do like to do stuff on Friday nights. But I won't do it if it's going to make everybody miss the live. Obviously, the lives are really important to me, but I was hoping to move it up like 3 hours to 3 p.m. PST. So that's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Flagstaff, Arizona. Dude, I love Arizona. I love desert climates. I don't know about Flagstaff, but I've been to, what's that place? Not Phoenix. There's a really cool city that I've been to in Arizona for a week with my family. I'm blanking on the name. It's like a really nice city. You're a former Christian messianic. Started looking at the Gnostic views about a year ago. That brought me to Soul Trap. Was making more. Hey, let's go. Hey, J-Man, have you heard of Sethlehem? Let me know, because that's somebody that I've been thinking more and more. He wants to be interviewed on the channel. At first, I wasn't sure. But the more I think about it, even though he has very kind of like different views to a lot of us on here, I'm thinking I probably should interview him. Okay, you haven't heard of Sethlehem? Okay. But yeah, anyways, somebody that reached out and said he wants to interview. He has a very interesting theories, but I think I probably should interview him just to hear his side. Munich is 150 kilometers away. Got you. Triumvirate. I looked at. I remember learning that word when I was in high school when I was studying for the SAT. A triumvirate. South Florida, is that Miami or somewhere else? I've watched a lot of Tony Sayers, who you have interviewed. Yeah, Tony Sayers, the man. Not only have I interviewed him, we're still in contact all the time on Instagram. And Tony actually has been super cool because obviously he's been talking about this topic like way longer than I have. And so sometimes I have questions or I bounce things off of him, and he's been very gracious with his time, always responds and he's given me guidance. So it's really cool. I'm from Central Florida, hot. I love the heat. I was just in Virginia and it was so hot. It's really hot right now in LA too. We're having a heat wave here, but I love it. First time I'm on a live. I'm in Australia, so time zone is tricky. We spoke briefly on Insta a month ago. Hope you enjoyed the deeper Gnostic meaning in the Truman Show animation film I shared. Oh, yes, that's right. I remember that now. Hey, somebody just started following me on Instagram. Gus. Woof Woof. Is that somebody in the chat here? If so, thank you for the follow. What's up, Paul? What is that? Is that a bunny rabbit in your picture? That's cool. What's up, Paula? Just saw Sethlehem and Jeff Mars. So what do you think? So do you think it's worthwhile that I get an interview? You know what? I should listen. I haven't listened to that interview. I'll check that out, and then I'll reach out to him. So wait, I think you should tried to watch him on Brian Something's channel, but I just went 20 minutes in. He's huge on sovereignty. That resonates with me. You're talking about Tony Sayers, right on, and Northwest Florida. Let's go. Tony's last video is hilarious. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't see all of it, where it's the guy who's channeling. I saw that. It was pretty funny. Howdy did an interesting analysis on the movie Dark City. Check it out. Well, did you know, Eddie, that Howdy is going to be interviewed by me on Saturday? So that's something I want to talk to you guys about. We were supposed to meet a week from today, but he ended up having a conflict. But luckily for me, we were able to move it up sooner rather than later. So I'm actually excited. Oh, Mr. Mex Biker. This guy's a remote viewer, guys. He works for Farsight, or is a part of the Farsight team. So always great to have Mr. Mex Biker in here. He says, Tony Sayers really criticized Isabella. Okay, here's the thing. I have to go back and listen to that interview. I think this is a slight mistake. I don't know if it will change Tony's mind on Isabella or not. It's not Kundalini energy at death. That's not exactly what she's saying. She's saying to use the Kundalini energy. If I'm not mistaken, I have to double check because I also talked about this in her book. She advocates for using Kundalini to get to the void, to understand the difference between the true void and the fake void, so that at death, it's not that we need to do Kundalini breathing right at the moment of death. It's not that. It's so that way we have a point of reference and we know where to go, according to her, based on these Kundalini exercises. So I think I heard Tony say that in one of the comments he left, that, hey, I don't want to do this Kundalini serpent energy right at the moment of death. Like, thank you, but no thank you. And I get that, but I don't think that's exactly right. I think that she's saying this is the practice that you would use to get into, to learn this information and get an idea of where you need to go. And then when it's time to go, you don't need, it doesn't matter about the way in which you pass. She just says after that, you just live your best life and do your thing. Here, I'm going to see if I can find it right now in my slides. Hold on. I had so many slides for this book. 1 second. Here we go. Kundalini energy. Okay. Check this out. We got a couple comments here. Hold on. Hello. I know a Freemason in my area, Germany. He could activate an old Templar church and induce out of body states. Oh, cool. Tony Sayers is latest New Age review. I know. I saw some of it. It was so funny. Tony's really funny. Lionhead. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri? Or you mean Kansas City? Wait, Kansas City, Missouri. Well, welcome from the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest originally. No, didn't know that. Great. Yeah, dude. Howdy Mikoski is going to be amazing. I can't wait to interview him. I like Isabella Green a lot, but I do feel uneasy about the Kundalini energy. I don't know why, though. I need to understand it better. Well, let me tell you something about Isabella Green that's awesome. Is she used to be big into channeling. Now she's not. She may change her stance at some point. This is and that's what's cool about her. She's flexible. Right now, she is saying this, and maybe she'll revisit this at some point, change her mind. Like, that's the thing is, I got such a good vibe from her. I don't think she's trying to manipulate anybody. I think this is just where she's at right now. And we're all in progress. We're all trying to learn and continue to piece together this puzzle. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the wrong way to go. Maybe she'll revisit this and revamp her theory later. But I'm going to show you what she did say about Kundalini energy in a second. Tony's last video, her Farsight, yes. Perpetual talk, couldn't watch the one. Dan was too much for me. I love it. That guy has to be grifting for W's. Yeah, misunderstanding. You agree with me, Mr. Mex Biker, right? It's a misunderstanding. That's what I think too. I want to talk to Tony about this. I like mindset. I don't know what mindset is. For me, the greatest problem is that NDEs and OBEs are far too diverse to distill a definitive answer. Ultimately, the only valid truth for an individual is their own firsthand experience. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. Yes. And that's why we need to cultivate these skills and go out of body and try and learn the stuff for ourselves. By the way, my meditation practice has been so bad. I haven't meditated in 3 days. I'm ashamed to say that, but I'm definitely meditating today. I'm going to get back on track. Thoughts on the law of attraction. I'm currently listening to you while at the job. I despise with every fiber of my being. I believe there's definitely something to it, but I can't say 100%, but I feel like I've attracted things in my life thinking the right way and getting into the right mindset. But that's anecdotal. So I will have to train myself in triggering OBEs. I think so. Kundalini is not the answer in my view either. Kansas City, Missouri, but we'll call it Missouri. Yeah, there we go. Got to go to work. Watch later. All right, take it easy, Colin. Thank you for at least stopping by. She also had an RV of Earth at odds with Bob Monroe and most RVers. Not really. Wait a minute. Are you talking about the one where she saw Earth as code? Because I don't think that's necessarily at odds. Saw Earth as a bowl. Oh, yeah. No, she didn't say she saw it as a bowl. She said she always saw it as round, as the way it's described. I believe that's what she said in my interview. I don't remember a bowl thing, and I don't remember it being flat. But I remember that she said it was always saw it as round. If you listen to my interview, and then she suddenly saw it as code. I'll see if I can pull up the short on that. Ishmael Perez said the reincarnation trap has been fixed. But why? On what basis? Thank you for the comment, Kevin. Kevin, can you send me that? I'd love to check that out. Mr. Mex Biker, nope. Okay, so she did say it's flat, you're saying? I didn't hear it, but that's interesting. What do you think of Ismail Perez saying? I would just be shocked if that's true, because the world is still so screwed up and we see all of this as above, so below. I mean, I would be surprised if that's the case. That to me seems like another, I don't think it's like, what's the evidence of that? Maybe I have to see what he's saying. Maybe there's some validity to it, but I don't know. Yes, I feel people are locking in on the serpent there. Stop listening. I'm glad you're giving it more detail. She said bowl. Oh, okay. She said bowl. All right. I'll have to check that out. Okay. Let me show you what her book says about Kundalini energy. So this is what she says. The only way to achieve this is to train tirelessly here and now while we still have a body equipped with the very thing we need to know and accomplish our goal, Kundalini energy. We do the practices to awaken it, which we use as a rocket fuel for our soul so that it can propel itself out of all matrices in one instant quantum jump. So it's, again, she's saying to use it to train our consciousness and then basically awaken the Kundalini energy. I guess the implication, though, is you're still using Kundalini energy at the time of death. So maybe Tony Sayers is right in his hesitation. I need to do more research on Kundalini energy, because what Isabella told me is that it's only associated with serpents because it was used as an analogy at the time that it was being discovered or talked about. And it actually has nothing to do with serpents or reptilians. But then somebody else said in the comments, no, she hasn't researched it enough. I don't know. So I can't say one way or the other. I'd have to learn more for myself on this front. Do you use the gateway tapes for OB induction? Do you consider them one of the most efficient tools out there? I can't say if I consider them most efficient tools because I haven't even had an OBE yet, but I would say that it's Mr. Mex Biker is probably a better person to ask about this because he has RVs. He remote views all the time. I assume he's at OBEs too. He might be better to ask about this, but I feel like there's definitely major validity to them. By the way, if you guys could click that like button right now on the stream, I'd really appreciate it. We got a bunch of people on the live right now. Anytime you guys hit that like button and bolster the engagement, it helps the channel get out to more people. So if you guys could click that like button, I'd really appreciate it. If it was closed down, that'd be great, but there's no proof. Well, let's see. Maybe we can get some information. I can see why he believes it's shut off. She said globe. I thought she said globe. I see flat. No doubt about that, says Paula KO. Are you saying when you remote view or have OBEs? She calls it the cosmic cobra. What's up, Beth? Thank you. She calls it the cosmic cobra. Yeah. Cosmic cobra breath. Yeah, she does say that. I believe she's been tricked. Okay. I mean, look, anybody can be tricked. It's possible. We have to acknowledge that that could be the case. If that is the case, it's such a bummer because it's like, and this is what I said to Tony. I'm like, well, except for this one thing, you guys basically agree on everything. And he said, but that's what happens. You kind of get 95% or most of the story right. And then there's one little rug pull. But then it's just so difficult to tell. Like, where's the rug pull? Maybe Tony's been rug pulled. Maybe Isabella, maybe Jason Giorgiani, maybe this, maybe that. Like, it's just such a tough road to navigate. But we're not giving up. We're going to keep trying. I mean, it is what it is. I'm watching you from Quito, Ecuador, learning with you what these NDEs actually are. Have you read the official Orthodox Church? No, but Orthodox Church, again, that's going to be an organization that's going to be tied wholeheartedly, I assume, to the Bible, which that whole approach of just trying to understand the nature of reality makes no sense to me. If you're going to have a dogma strictly tied and latched to this one book that has had so many revisions and so many problems, then I'm already like probably going to have, it's just difficult for me to buy into that way, that type of a worldview. It's just so silly. It'd be like saying, hey, if you find an old school science textbook from way back in the day and you're like, this describes everything on the planet, it probably describes a lot of things, but then you just don't go beyond the walls of that textbook, and then you try and extrapolate different things from the textbook to explain things that aren't included, and then you don't deviate from, like, it's just so weird. This is a scientific endeavor as well. This is an understanding of reality. Why start with any book, and why should any book claim to be the end all be all? It just makes no sense. It's just not not an intelligent way to go about this whole quest. But anyways, like I don't know too much about the Orthodox Church, but that would be my issue right off the bat. Thank you, Peace for the Nations. I really appreciate you. I think you're new to the channel, so thank you, thank you. I learned astral projection. Oh wow, cool. It's more likely you'll see what you believe. Isabella said that what you believe you will kind of perceive. And so that's why when she saw the code was when she cleared her mind. The other Tony Insights with Tony that you've interviewed talks about a natural burst of energy we get at death. Right. Yes. He did talk about that. Yeah. So maybe we don't need the Kundalini energy. God, it's so difficult. I wish somebody could just come back that would be honest, could tell us exactly what to do. Insights with Tony is a legend. It's fractal deception. Inspire had a remote viewer on recently. It's worth a look. I think I saw that video pop up in my feed. Occultists refer to serpent energy as sexual energy, which is where all hype around semen retention comes from. Has helped me in my life, but Tony's view has merit too, I think. Do you recall your own video on, yes, on Upanishads? There they divided universe in 3 parts. The moderator realm seems to fit in the middle part of their interpretation. I don't remember the division of the 3 universes, but okay, fair enough. Mr. Max Biker, Tony was pissed as said Kundalini associated with snakes archons. Right, yes. The ultimate question we must confront is this. What even is the self once it is stripped of time, space, and biological matrix? Do we actually possess a fixed individual core that survives? Yeah, it's a great question. I think we do, but it's a great question. That survives eternity. I believe that right now. That's where I'm at right now, is I think, yes, we do have a fixed energy and identity that is eternal. I mean, in some ways, I'm starting to think that the biggest rug pull is that we're all looking at some godhead or god figure, and in Gnosticism and in other ideas that try to describe the nature of reality, we're described as divine sparks, or basically pieces of God or the eternal, which makes us eternal, which makes us source effectively. So I think a lot of this ideas of we need to look above and ask for help and all this stuff, it's just all disempowering. It's all to take away the reality that I think we're pretty dang powerful. We're eternal. We are super powerful. We're just confused right now. That's kind of where I'm at right now. The way she describes this place in all of her books, small bubbles within a larger bubble, very similar to Nos Confundens Terra Infinita. Ooh, Nos Confunden Terra Infinita. Let me write that down. Never heard of that. Oh my God, my list is getting so big. It's crazy. Nos Confundens. Terra Infinita. That means infinite world, I assume, in like Latin or something. Has Intuitive Underground remote viewed the trap being closed on? Not that they've told me. I have not heard any such thing. I think as long as we keep researching, digging, doing whatever we can to learn what's happening, make it out in the end. Yeah, I agree. And obviously, look, I fully believe we're going to make it out. It's not doom and gloom, because guess what? Infinity is a hell of a long time. It's infinitely long, meaning it's effectively impossible to keep us trapped forever because we have endless time to get out. So it's a pretty positive takeaway. Infinity, people don't really, I think, maybe I can't even fully, but I think I get it better than most. But I think most people really can't understand or get their head around what is infinity truly. It's never ending. You can't trap somebody forever. It's like, because it's, oh, how do I put it? It's impossible to trap somebody forever because there's never ending possibilities to escape, if that makes sense. So it's like, it's basically impossible. It's kind of like okay, we look at calculus and take the example. I know we have limits that kind of get past the concept of infinity, or it's a workaround almost in a lot of ways. But think about it like this. Trapping us forever is like starting at 100 and taking half of that value over and over and over and over until you get to 0. So we get half of 100, it's 50. And we get 20. Actually, let's do a better number. Let's do 64. It's a multiple of 2. You'll see why it's a better example. So we're at 64. We take half of that, we get to 32. Half of that, we get to 16. Okay, we're getting close to 0, right? Half of that, we get to 8. Half of that, we get to 4. Half of that, we get to 2. Half of that, we get to 1. We're really close to 0. We're obviously going to get to 0, right? Half of 1, we get a half. Then we get 0.25. Then we get 0.125. Then we get 0.0625. We're getting really close to 0. But are we ever going to actually hit 0? Half of 0.0625 isn't 0. Half of 0.03125 isn't 0. You're never going to get to 0 because half of something is always something. So it's that same idea. You're never going to get there. It looks like you're going to get you could get really darn close or whatever, but it's never going to happen. So that's my point. If we truly are eternal and infinite, which I believe we are, you can't suppress this and keep us trapped forever. Sorry, you're in a losing battle. No, nothing like that. Pure science proof. There's no proof of outer space. I've been paying attention because I used to be a space nerd. Oh, cool. Anyone can have it incorrect here, in my opinion. Dogmatic thinking will help us. Yes, I like Tony, but who's ever correct. No one has all. Yeah, for sure, of course. And I think Tony would agree with that. He would say the same thing. He's not saying that he's got it all figured out. Kundalini, my experiences, challenges, and overall good. Oh, you think Kundalini overall is good? Interesting. I need to research it more. It was shaped by your earthly trauma, your DNA, your cultural conditioning, linear experiences of your physical brain. When the biological container dies, or when you completely detach from matter during a profound out of body, that specific persona evaporates. It cannot survive eternity because it was built for time. Now, you're talking about that persona. Okay, your persona may be in this life. I'm not saying that is going to exactly how you are in this life with this body and with this trauma is going to endure forever. But I'm saying whatever is your true self, your real self behind this avatar, yeah, that will endure. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that. Matrix says space is fake. By the way, I love how you bring all views together and openly discuss. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Speaking of code, do you have any experience with DMT? Yes, I do. Oh my God, somebody sent me those laser experiments. I still need to watch those. Dude, I have so much stuff I need to watch and review. But I have done 5-MeO DMT one time. It was insane. I can talk about it if you want, but yeah, that was hardcore. The universe might not exist. I mean, at this point, who knows? I believe Chi, Kundalini, life force is all the same energy, in my opinion. You will always find contra reviews about most things here, and that is just the duality of nature in this realm. Well, is it the duality of nature, or is that because we're just lied to constantly and intentionally confused all the time? I mean, we shouldn't have contrary views about things that should have a singular answer. In terms of for example, the nature of the planet, is it spherical, is it whatever people want to say? There should be one answer for that. It should not be up to interpretation. I mean, unless you're saying the shape itself is defined by our consciousness and our conscious projection, which could be the case, but like there should be at some given point in time, there should be a singular answer. I think the reason why we have all these contradictory interpretations is because we're constantly deceived and we're confused by intention. Part of why I don't need to trust Isabella is David. I know Elizabeth April endorsed Isabella Green. Well, look, you can't control who endorses you. Like if Elizabeth April came out and endorsed my channel, I can't control that. You know, even though I don't really like, I actually at one point did want to have her on the channel. I mean, maybe one day I'll change my mind, but like, I don't feel like I align with a lot of the stuff that Elizabeth April says whatsoever. But if she all of a sudden endorsed me, I can't control that. Hopefully people don't think that now I am not trustworthy because she happens to endorse me. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Mex Biker agreed. I'm curious what you think. Ismael Perez said in an interview that reincarnate. Right. Yeah, I know you mentioned that. Can you send that to me, Kevin Kuntz? Here is, again, my Instagram. If you could send that video to me, I'll take a look. I'm curious. Very skeptical, but I'm curious. Living Dean's Dreams. Check out Inspire about a month ago, Matrix. Okay. Alabar Jones' latest video talks about the frequency fence. Said frequency fence around many planets has been dissolved. Oh, really? Okay. So maybe that's along the same lines. I don't know. RV is starting to validate Book of Enoch on Moon as vessel used as soul recycling center. Wait, they say that in the Book of Enoch? I mean, that's what is in that. That's what that other book called. Well, it's talked about in the Upanishads that we are food for the moon. And then there's the what is the guy named Georgioff who talks about this. Holy smokes. I didn't know Book of Enoch talked about that. So is this RVing that you guys are doing? Are you guys doing that right now? Mr. Max Biker, when can I get you guys on the channel? I want to get Farsight on the channel. And you said, I thought you said you were down, but then you never, or I don't even know if you said you were down, but I want to interview you guys. Can I interview you, or like who how do I do this? Because I want you guys, I really want you guys on the channel if you want to be on the channel. Paula Hawk says, I like that takeaway. Never ending possibilities. I like it. Infinity. Yay. Thank you. Well, I mean, it's just right? It's a perceptual temporary trick trap. Agreed. We can't be exactly. Thank you. Plus, change is the only constant. It seems like the Orthodox Church is more open to spiritual phenomena. They even speak about the toll house where people go after death. That is a concept very similar to Buddhist called, the Wheel of Samsara. Okay, interesting. Well, I don't know too much about it, but that's interesting. There's always a concentrate. Right. Insights with Tony is the closest to my oh, interesting. So you see some of the same things, Matryoshka. Hey, Uzefa, Insights with Tony says chakras. Yeah, I know. He says chakras are a matrix overlay that keeps us plugged into the matrix. Kevin says Ismail Perez said reincarnation trap was fixed. Yes, you said this. He said digital. Okay, got it. Right. Got you. Yeah, if you could send me that video, that'd be great. Yes, Kundalini and chakras are reptilian. I agree. What I mean is I've experienced Kundalini for real, at least a small aspect of it, even that was powerful. Wow. Like you can hear yourself. Oh, wow. Look at the orchid. Kunda buffer. Not afraid to discuss anything. Great personality. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Do you meditate? Well, yeah, I'm trying to build a daily or 2 times daily meditation practice. And I was off to a great start when I came back from Monroe last Monday, but I missed the last 3 days. So I'm going to do it today for sure. I already know when I'm going to do it today. Hopefully I'll do it twice. But yeah, I want to build a really, really consistent daily meditation practice. There should be Huzefa. That's right. This aspect really annoyed me for a long time. The need for a solid foundational answer on, say brother, you're at LOL. Yes. Hello from Long Island. Yo, what's up? Long Island. Let's go. David Icke makes me feel uneasy as well. But again, I can't put my finger on why. It's so hard for me I know Tony doesn't like David Icke. It's so hard for me to dislike him because that dude was ahead of the curve on everything. That dude's been fighting for information freedom for like 30 years. He's gotten in so much trouble. So many people have hated him. I mean, dude, look, anybody I guess can be corrupted, but for me, it's just, I just can't. I need a lot of things to come forward and a lot of evidence to start discounting David Icke when I feel like he's the pioneer in all of this. I don't know. Whoa, Elizabeth April. So this is important because Mr. Mex Biker, right? You're from the Farsight. You're from Farsight is what you told me. And Elizabeth April said she went to Farsight and she got tested by you guys and was 20 of 20 for targets when she did RV stuff with you guys. But you're saying now she's faking them. I mean, that's a pretty big allegation. I don't know. I don't really listen to her stuff anymore. She pops up on my Instagram, but I don't know. Watch Inspire about remote viewer. Yeah. Why the Matrix really exits June 15th. Wait, was he interviewed? I know who Brett Stewart is. There's some interesting history about Brett Stewart. I'm not going to go into it because the people that told me about it didn't really want me talking about it as far as, unless that's changed. So I'm just not. Brett Stewart is not basically my main go-to, let's put it like that, for information. Not saying I distrust him per se, but there's other people that I would go to instead if I want remote viewing data or information. I'm with you. I had to buy the laser and take the hit and see the cover. Wait, it worked? Whoa, that's cool. I like your view on everyone is susceptible to mistakes and have grace. Yeah, of course. It's the nature of the journey to awaken. Layers of none. Yes, I think a big problem in this space is people make mistakes or people all of a sudden you like them and then they say something you disagree with them and then we attack them. We jump on them. Oh my God, dude, we're all trying to figure this stuff out together. We're all in the system. So it's like, let's stop attacking each other to the best we can. You know, obviously there's going to be some people that are intentionally trying to deceive that may be part of the system or been commandeered by the system. And yeah, those people we have to be wary of, but try and see through to people's true intention. And we're going to make mistakes, but let's not just discount people because that's exactly what they want, I think. to keep us confused, to keep us infighting. Yeah, George off. Yep. Agree, J-Man. He looked into the organ Kunda buffer. Hi, all. What's up, Paul Wallace? Got to go. Some great. Hey, thank you, Paul. Thank you for joining. Izzy Daniel says hi to Paul. I love you and I love your content, Linda says, and all the questions you're trying to answer, but please stop making me. Hey, sorry. I'm tired. I'm trying my best. Okay. I'll try harder. Don't underestimate COINTELPRO. What's that? Unsure about Elizabeth April. I'm unsure too. I don't know. She seems so sure of herself. I've never talked to her. I think I've always gotten the vibe that I don't think she's trying to actively deceive people. I made a video about her opening white light portals for people and sending people to the afterlife. I think that it sounded like she was just sending people into the astral to be recycled again, but I don't think she knew that she was doing that. And she's talked about, oh, I've been to the other side and I've seen it. And it's like, what have you seen? So it's again, I don't think that she's making stuff up. I never felt that from her. What I felt was she's kind of just been fooled by the Matrix. Just like Isabella Green said, people get fooled into being spirit guides and they go to higher levels of the astral and they don't reincarnate anymore. But then they're sort of like unknowingly being used as agents for the Matrix to then keep people within the system. And they don't even know that they're doing that. They think that they're helping people raise their vibration and elevate through the system, but they're just keeping people stuck. Like I could see her maybe being in that realm, I think. So many theories and so many stories, so many truths on just going to say it's all subjective and lean back with my popcorn. Seems like stay aware and avoid psychosis is the end goal for me. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not on. The feeling I got about EA was same for Elena Dana. I don't know Elena Dana. He's a major pioneer. Some weird things have been said about him. So what? Everybody can change for the better. You talking about David Icke? How can we not respect Icke? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Melanie. It's like, dude, we wouldn't be talking about any of this stuff if it wasn't for David Icke. It's just really hard for me to all of a sudden throw out David Icke. It's really tough. I mean, anybody can be corrupted, I suppose, but like, I can't get there just yet. David Icke is such a legend to me. This is just an endless debate. Truth is subjective at this point, but it's not though. Truth is not subjective. Like, think about what you're saying right now. And I get you're just trying to say that because you feel as though a lot of this debate I shouldn't say debate. A lot of this discovery is pointless. It's too difficult is what you're effectively saying. But that's what I think if they want to keep you confused, they want you to get to that point where you're saying truth is subjective, but it's fundamentally not. Truth is not subjective. There are not multiple truths. There's one truth. And that's the thing that I think we need to remember more than anything. That's our main strength. If we're trying to pursue truth and really get to the truth of things, you're always going to be able to find holes and cracks and lies, I think. It's never going to perfectly fit together. And we got to remember that. And if we start just saying truth is subjective and stop trying to pursue truth, then we lose. Missy says, when are you going to interview Harold? Saturday. You mean Howdy, right? Howdy Mikoski. It's happening Saturday, and I'm going to interview him and post it right away. Yes, we need to disagree in a civilized manner. Sure, yeah. I get it. It's cool. Farsight is crazy expensive. I haven't looked into the price. Breadster was project manager for Tony and Dan of IU for Moksha. Okay, well, you said it, not me. COINTELPRO is like Project Mockingbird, I believe. Still listening. Yeah, Echo Chamber gets you nowhere. EA is making tons of money. I mean, yeah, she might. She's got a big YouTube following. I'm sure she is. Just because she's making a lot of money, though, that doesn't mean you can't trust her. People are saying, I hear people saying this all the time. If you're making a lot of money, it doesn't just automatically mean that what you're doing is. I mean, think of it, dude. Doctors make a lot of money. People have set up businesses and made a lot of money, and just because they're successful, I don't think we can say, oh, well, they must be practicing fake medicine because they're just trying to get paid. It's like, no, they might also be really good at what they do. I'm not saying that is the case for Elizabeth April, but That is not the metric by which you can just start discounting people as soon as they start making money. I'm sure David Icke has like 1 million followers on her and subscribers on his YouTube channel. He probably makes money, but people still follow him. I think there's truth still in his message everywhere, sadly. EA is shilling it. Laura from Shamanic Self exposes nearly the same ones Tony does. Oh, that's cool. Yes, David. Okay. Alana Danon, autocorrect, apologies. I've never looked into her stuff. Spiritual awakening overall has been compared with similarities to psychosis, and it is what it is. They're just similar. I choose awakening regardless. Curious to know what protocols EA uses. I don't really know. Yeah, she's not doing it blind. Yeah, it's hardly remote viewing. I get what you're saying. Cannot throw out Ike. I'm with you, Linda. Belief is subjective. Truth is not. Exactly. Thank you. Maybe Ike is just a bit too bold for our generation. He was crazy for the older generation. Now he's right, but just too right. Reptilians are real. David, I convince you. I agree. In time, you may feel differently about truth. I honestly, I won't feel differently, but I feel because I feel as strong as Dave about this. But I find there are aspects that make it difficult too. I'm not going to feel differently because it's not possible to. Now, it may feel subjective in this reality, and even when we look at different people remote viewing different things, but there's reasons for all of this. I'm trying to even think of a way that what you're saying could like. The only way we could even come to any such idea is if reality is always fractaled, if there are like infinite realities existing at any time. So it's kind of everything can be true at once or something. You know what I mean? I don't know, in some weird, bizarro existence, but I don't know. Astromed, I think you were right. Not how. Oh, Harold. Well, they commented on my channel, but then they never reached out to me to schedule an interview. So I don't know how to get in touch with them. I told them to hit me up on Instagram, but they didn't. So I don't know, bro. It's like NDEs. When people die, they see different deities and come back and swear that's the truth because they're on the other side. Everyone comes back with a different truth. You can't. No, but it's not. That's no. That's different. So that's people having different experiences, but that doesn't mean that another person, that doesn't mean like their experience is right and the other one is wrong. Remember, we have a framework from which to look at all those different experiences. It's again, why does some people see Jesus? Why do some people see Buddha? We have a potential explanation that encapsulates everything. It's that you see what you expect. And that's part of the trap. That's part of the manipulation. So it's not like one is right and one is wrong. They're all right. Source is objective truth. That's it. The precursor to creation. That's the one and only objective truth. EA is a nice person. No disrespect for she makes. And EA is a nice person. No disrespect. She because she makes money. I think you meant to say. I don't know David Icke was allowed to have. I didn't. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. You feisty today, bro. A little bit. Icke is too big to ignore. Yes. Hey, we got Intuitive Underground in the house. The RV goats. Good evening. What's up? What's up? Unlimited Liquid. Icke was kicked off, then allowed to return. Mr. Mex Biker, you sure about that? Okay, so I think he's referring to what you said about Brett Stewart. So I'll let Morgan talk about Brett Stewart if he wants to. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it. Even ancient ideologies contradict each other. Hey, Maria is back in the house. Spontaneous Kundalini is what caused OBEs and led me to see the prison planet. Testimony incoming. Okay, wait a minute. There's the fake and hijacked, and then there's the real. So where are you gonna put this testimony? Are you going to post it on your own channel, or do you have an interest in sharing it on my channel? Like, let me know. EA does not blind RV. Need more than one. Yeah, exactly. There will always be contradictions. If I make it out of this trap place, I'm certainly not joining with Source or any. Yeah, you're not merging, is what you're saying. Yeah, I get you. Same here at Maria. In the 80s, David Icke was made fun of. Yes, he was massively. He was on MSM networks. I remember like Oprah, not saying he's bad. When you experience things, you will understand with you how frustrating it can be. You still have those truths, but what truth is may expand for you. I guess best wording there. My awakening only lasted a week, taught me a lot. But Paula, taught you a lot. Okay, got you. Good luck telling some of these people who've been on the other side and explored the farthest reaches of different altered states of consciousness that their truth is only a belief. Do you think it's possible that if you are insubordinate after death and don't agree to return, you could get tortured? I mean, it's possible, I suppose, but I'm inclined to think no, because I think as much as we feel out of control in our lives here and things like that, I think it's only that way because we've agreed to that. We've agreed to accepting that type of a life in some other spot. So I say all that to say, I don't believe you will get tortured. I think they will threaten you with torture, but I don't think you can actually get tortured unless you agree to it. Unless you sign some sort of a contract, whether it's telepathically or just kind of agree to something. I think that would be my answer, but I don't know. Like, for example, that NDE I looked at yesterday, they said, hey, you better go back. And if you don't, we're going to give you a tougher life. And then she's like, oh, fine, I don't want a tougher life. I'll go back. Like, I think they really would have forced her into the tougher life? Or she'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't think so. But I think they make it seem like you have no choice, either this or that. Well, now you got to go do this. All right, now we need you to sign because you rejected that. Otherwise, it's going to be even worse if you reject this. And then like, okay, fine, I agree. Like, but if you're just like, nah, screw you, I don't care, I'm not doing any of it, I don't think they can push you to do that. Just what I think. That's just based on how important I think the law of free will is from everything I've read and studied so far. Astral projectors, any rebirth, RV is in the construct and attached to manipulation by the silver cord. True. That's actually not a bad point. Ugh, it's so depressing, though, to think that we can't trust. We may not be able to trust anything. I hope that's not the case. But it's like when people are, the thing that makes me think that we can trust some of these accounts is like when they're seeing the system, like why would that be a manipulation? You know what I'm saying? If it's not serving this greater cause, and maybe it is in some way, but if it's not serving this greater cause and to keep us and seeming to expose a negative truth, I feel like what is the point of that? How would that be a manipulation? Or also maybe I wonder too, again, going back to the law of free will and truly understanding our power, there must be ways that no matter how much we are encased or entrapped in the system, there have to be ways that we can break through and actually see the truth, which is probably incredibly difficult. I just don't think that we're totally powerless here. No way. Yes, way to go, Maria. Spider-Man says, can we never discount Icke? He helped me gain and knowledge and still does. If it was great here, nobody would want to leave. I'm reading Astrodynamics now, such profound concepts. I'm really liking this book, even if you have to read some paragraphs 2 or 3 times. Never heard of it. Love Morgan and Dan. Morgan, did you work with Brett Stewart on Moksha? Okay, I think let's see if they answer. Maria, source awareness creation. That is the source is greater than awareness. Awareness is greater than is the only true objective truth. Everything else after that is a belief system, aka control system. I'm going to email you. Email me. Do you have my email address? You'll get the exclusive. Oh, yes. I get the interview. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, I'm working a lot. Okay. Do you have my email address? Here, I'll put it in just in case. Okay, I just posted it just in case you don't have it. Objective truth is filtered through our subjective lenses. I will say, though, part of the objectiveness is an element of the paradoxical, where two seemingly opposite. Wait. Yeah, fair. Can be correct. Eey, that's a mouthful. Very cool that you're getting Howdy on, dude. I can't wait. We often forget that our awakening journey starts by, and guys, email me or message me on Instagram if you have, oh no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to put a community post up right now. Hold on. New post. All right. What would you like me to ask Howdy Mikoski this Saturday? And leave your your questions in the comments. Okay, boom. I just put a community post. So if you guys want me to ask specific questions to Howdy, leave a comment there. I hope not, because I'm not coming back. Then it says, fear is how they control us. Absolutely. Morgan, same last name. Hey, same last name, legends. Being here and not remembering what we agreed to is kind of torture. Fear is their ultimate control too. Yes, Linda Collins, me neither. The irony is, once you more or less deal with your fear of death, as much as can be done here, most of what we look at or is thrown at us no longer triggers fear anymore. If we can remote view the astral, why would we even want to leave our body? I don't have to leave my body when I remote view. Oh, yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I mean, maybe Morgan from Intuitive Underground can answer this, but I just assumed it was a more immersive experience if you actually leave your body. And so that's something that I would be interested in doing as opposed to simply remote viewing it. But I don't know. By the way, Morgan, if you're still here, is there any new stuff that you guys have uncovered that would make sense for us to do another interview? Because I'd love to have you guys on again. But again, if there is a lot of new information or cool stuff to discuss that you think would be worthwhile, so let me know if that's now or if that's some point in the future. I think you are right, Spider-Man. Maybe the game is always the same formless consciousness. Falls into density of matter, playing with names and forms. The fundamental truth is that white light falls through a prism. Fanning out into the countless roles of human being it plays, which are us. Like I posted in the other video, when I cross over and see the light, I'm taking off in the opposite direction. Right. If anyone approaches to greet me, I'm taking off in the right. Yep. You got to be careful. I mean, I'm kind of with you right there right now as well. Okay. Yesterday's NDE kind of sounded like not going back as breaking points of an earlier contract you signed. That could be why you have such limited options presented. Yes, it could be. But it also could not be. It also could not be. It also could be, hey, like, how specific is the contract? Is it you have to incarnate and do X, Y, and Z and live to this age? Or is it you just have to go back, and then ultimately what you choose to do or different things like that? Or if you choose to exit early, that's not a violation. I don't know. I don't know how specific these life contracts are. What Melanie said, well put. Only the eternal would lose itself in an eternal script of madness. I'm not getting trapped again. Mr. McSpiker emailing you. Ooh. Sorry, don't want to jam up the chat. You guys can jam up the chat. But, all right. I like it. Connecting Intuitive Underground and Farsight. Farsight, you're just not Mr. Max Biker. You're not even responding when I say to come on the channel. What the heck? You don't want to be interviewed. I take it. That's okay. Much more intense experience. Madness indeed. Death is not the scary part. What awaits and how we escape. We need a door with the word exit on it. Thanks, Josefa. I will email you soon. Cool. Let's go. Are you looking for people to interview? I'm always looking for people to interview. Hold on, guys. I got to get more water. 1 second. Give me 30 seconds, hopefully, or 40 seconds. All right, boom. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. This is crazy right now. Right now, my dog isn't even sitting next to me like he normally does. He's sitting over there on the couch. But it is what it is. He's got his own independence, his own free will. I like this format a lot. I feel jaded by my former Christian beliefs. Put so much into it to come to a conclusion it was all wrong. Great to be able to openly discuss all ideas. Heck yeah, I'm with you. Dude, I grew up Muslim, man. That was really tough to break out of that, because you grow up learning the prayers and in a community where everybody is sort of telling you this and that. And I remember when I first was told the concept of hell when I was a kid, and it was a little scary because you're being told about it from adults that you're supposed to look up to and sort of inherently trust. But I still remember the first time hearing about it in within the realm of the Islamic faith, of like this rope kind of that you have to walk across, and how steady your feet are depends on how well you lived your life. And then if you fall, you go into hell forever and ever. And it was like, it's a little scary, but I was also like, what? Why would you go to hell forever and ever and ever? Eternity, infinity. Again, people don't really, I think, understand eternity for one random life that you live, that you have all these varied circumstances that can befall you. And then now you're being punished forever. That's insane. That's bananas. That's the most cruel thing you could ever hear of. And I mean, that was one of the first things that got me to think critically about it. And yeah, it's a bummer. You have so many adult figures and people around you that you trust. Parents are part of that, but not that. There's more than that are telling you the stuff that to me just makes no sense. But yeah, it's crazy. How can I get in touch with you? You can email me, or the best way, the easiest way, is to hit me up on Instagram. So there's my Instagram. Insta is Pink Tourmaline Huzefa. Once again, if you guys, let me see how many likes we have right now. Right now, let's see. We got 41 likes, but we got 72 people in the chat, 74 now. So if you guys can click that like button, let's get the likes up to match the amount of people on the live. That'd be fantastic. So if you haven't hit that like button, obviously if you really truly don't like the stream, you don't have to click like. All right. But if you are liking or enjoying the stream, I'd appreciate it. Maria says, I think one should be suspicious of anything that claims absolute metaphysical truth. It's hubris. Everyone loves being right. Yeah. You're saying anything on this planet, in the astral, or both? You mean kind of all the above? The Black Herd is back in the mix. What's up? What's up? With all the contracts anyway? Supernatural Christians talk about contracts only in the context of satanic, demonic. As far as I know, there's not contracts with God, source, etc. Got you. It really sucks when you figure out what this place is about. Sucks, but I have the opposite perspective. I want to know the truth. So I'm freaking so happy that I stumbled across all this information. I feel like even if my viewpoint changes at different points in time, like I'm getting closer to understanding reality. So it's a blessing to me. And attention management RV operates on a spectrum of immersion between present location target sites by location. TRV aims optimally for about 50-50 of you see what I mean? Attention. What is TRV? I'm not sure I know that. Ongoing reincarnation is hell. They divide us, but have a form of unity in their own base mutual goals aligned in the left path. Unity is based on love, and that will replace the genders and false unity. My awakening happened during an attempt to escape Earth. Was intoxicated out of my mind 1 second, then a bright flash of light, then completely sober the next second with a new mindset. Whoa, that's crazy. Religions use gear and guilt to make you worship. Truly, the devil's in the churches. It's a man-made concept. I don't disagree. Hey, Tom's is back in the house. Batman, let's go. Beth says, some say that death is just the doorway, that death is the shattering of the filters that limit our consciousness to what we have been experiencing thus far. Like the don't hurt yourself filters. Was clearly an intervention. I'm with you on that, Maria, Jamali says. I like. Wait, what did Maria say again? I think one should be suspicious. Oh, yeah, the suspicion, yeah. I'm looking into Monroe Institute. I really want to learn how to have an OBE so I can see for myself what's out there. Yeah, you should check it out. I just did Monroe, the Gateway Voyage, but just one thing, it's not a guarantee that you'll have one there. You'll probably get a framework and a practice from there by which you can eventually have one, but just don't think it's going to happen within a week. That was a mistake that I made. What I think is more important is to try and start getting a meditation practice in place and work on it for a year or two, and then maybe you could go. Or if you just want to go and get the protocols now, you can head over there and then come back. But just don't get your hopes up that it will happen during that week. The question is, what is the ultimate end game? Is it eternal creation, meaning manifestation of your own worlds and self-realization, or is it a return to an infinite loop or total extinction? Great question. Wonder that myself. I think Morgan would say that because I asked him that on the show, and they think it's some kind of choose your own adventure existence where you basically just have ultimate free dominion and authority to do whatever you want for all of existence, whether it's creating, whether it is incarnating, but not in a closed system where you're kind of trapped and deceived. But Insights with Tony, guys. Everybody give Insights with Tony a round of applause for his amazing appearance on the channel, awesome interview, and just providing people with truth and knowledge, in my opinion. So welcome, Insights with Tony. Hi, Josefa, and everyone. Just want to say NDEs, astral travel, etheric travel, they are all OBEs, but 3D is also within the contract. So I would suggest discernment over manipulation. Interesting. Check out Insights with Tony, everybody. Check out his YouTube channel as well. TRV, I'm pretty sure it means target. Oh, target remote viewing. Got you. Let me correct myself. Knowing that what this is about and going on here is depressing. But yes, you are correct. Knowing through our awareness is a very positive, powerful thing. The experience people report, I believe, are real experiences. Yes. The metaphysical explanations for those. Yes. Exactly. You experience something, you experience it. You know, it's like when people witness a crime. They may not know exactly who's behind the mask or how it happened or what they were, but they saw what they saw. And we don't really question it. It's just, what is it that they saw? The interpretation that's up for grabs. And obviously people can see things incorrectly. Like that can happen too. But just like we trust people in terms of what they've seen and experienced and witnessed, I think we should trust people what they see, experience, and witness in these other ethereal contexts. But then the interpretation or the meaning of these experiences, yes, we can talk about those and discuss those. Just takes relentless practice, gets easier the first after if you keep at it. The Hermetic axiom, same in nature, different in degree, means that hot and cold can seem like opposites. Oh, yeah, I like that. Same in nature, different in degree. That's cool. Hot and cold, right? Yeah, what is hot and cold? That's it, because right, it could be the sun is hot, and then by that context, 1,000 degrees could be cold, but 1,000 degrees in our relation to our bodies is hot. Oh wait, here we go. TRV, technical remote viewing method, compared to something like astral projection or OBE, we're basically 100%. Where basically 100% of your attention is away from your body, more experiential, hard to explain succinctly here. Okay, got you. I've been watching Insights with Tony. Hey, let's go. Insights with Tony. Hi, Tony. Found your channel through this one. Been watching. I like your insights a lot. Legend. There you go. Sosfat, another member. I am not religious, but I had this thought. Could it be that the Adam and Eve story is an analogy for the end of base reality and the start of the soul trap story? Could be. It's interesting that you say that, right? Leaving the Garden of Eden, leaving base reality to go into this world. It could be. Sure. I'm not sure if it is, though. It's the Garden of Eden has been described, I think, by a lot of other people as the beginning of the merging of whatever hominids were on this planet prior to us and the DNA of some sort of ET race to create the human race. I think that's a more like apt interpretation of the Garden of Eden, but I'm not sure. I'm not religious, but I think hell is probably real, but not as depicted. Being disconnected from God is hell. Doing evil things causes one to fall farther and farther away. Yeah, I mean, you could, again, now we're getting into sort of like a vernacular thing. When I say hell is not real, I'm talking about the fire and brimstone, the Christian and the Muslim hell as described in those texts. That's what I mean is not real. But I mean, then you're talking about a subjective context of saying, yeah, hell is when you're doing evil things. Sure, we can define it as that, or hell is being disconnected or further away from source, or it's like a degree thing. You're in deeper levels of hell, the more disconnected you are from source. But that's more of just slapping a word onto a particular situation, if you will. But like when I'm talking about hell, I mean it in those senses, if that makes sense. But I get what you're saying, the Black Herd. You could define it as such. So that's why I think you're right. The bite of the apple was taking in. So Linda Collins agrees with you. When I'm done with this life, I will need 1,000 years of sleep first. Tony, I'm obsessed with your channel. Big props for Tony. Tony, are you still here? Oh, yeah, there you are. at Jamin68. Thank you, and hearts. It has the snake in the story as well, the Kundalini energy. I don't know, just a thought. Could be. Insights with Tony. Peace and infinite blessings, my friend. You're a damn celebrity now. Heck yeah. Killing it in the game. The Dante stuff. How many of you guys found Tony from my interview? I'd love to know. Let me know, because I want to give myself a little credit too for having Tony on, right? Nah, I'm just playing. But I would be curious to know. That would be fun for me to know. The Dante stuff was fiction, and yet it has been turned into almost a propaganda tool for some of the churches. Yeah, isn't that crazy? How Dante wrote a pure work of fiction, at least I believe he did. And then all of a sudden now that's how people describe how like it was absorbed into the Christian doctrine. Like that's nuts. Just someone like that'd be taking what's it called, Game of Thrones, and then saying, hey, this is really how there is actually some Middle Earth realm, some other Earth dimension, and somebody starts a belief system incorporating Game of Thrones. Like that's crazy. It's crazy. Knowing Tony from the Astral Loosh Pipes. Yes, dude, that's crazy that you've seen those Loosh Pipes. Okay, guys, I don't know how I can do this, if I can put up a survey, but for the members in the channel, all levels of members, I want to do our Google Meet. And I know I put up that survey, but I didn't get a ton of responses. So what the heck is this? Allison Kennedy. What's this doctor's appointment? What? What is this? Okay, well, anyways, what do you guys think about for Thursday? Here, let me put this in the chat. Let me know if you guys think this can work. Thursday, July 23rd at 2 p.m. PST. Or I can do 3 p.m. PST as well. I mean, I could do even potentially 4 p.m. PST. But what do you guys think of this? If you're a member and you're in this chat right now, because I want to nail down a date and we're overdue for a Google Meet. What do you think about Thursday, July 23rd? That's this week. That's in 2 days at 2 p.m. PST for our Google Meet. And again, the Google Meet, we're just going to all be on Google Meet. All members are invited. And we're going to come in and we're just going to have a sit down and a chat and a collaborative talk. I may have some specific topics that we'll cover, but really I just love to do kind of address everybody on all the topics we've been covering, hear people out, hear if people have ideas for folks that we want to that you want me to interview, stuff like that. Just kind of get people's thoughts on, just to kind of have a free flowing exchange of ideas. Very happily and grateful you connected with Tony. Very great information shared. Have to give Wayne Bush props. Trick by the light. Dude, I need to get Wayne Bush on here. Oh my God. Satsvad Snake can be the Archon Deceiver too. I did find Tony when you're, yay. Awesome. Me found him through here. Yes, let's go. Thank you, Tony, for sharing your insights. Super helpful. I know Tony from a delusional OBE group. Maybe the fire and brimstone is another planet or dimension that we really don't want to have to live in. I mean, it could be. I think it's just made up. I think it's just purely because if you look at the fire and brimstone definition of hell, I think that's all a misinterpretation from the Bible. I made a video about this where they call it, I can't remember the name, but it basically, hell was the name that it comes from the name of a trash dump where they would burn the trash. And so that's where this idea of you're going to burn there. It's like you're going to burn in this trash dump if you do X, Y, and Z. So it wasn't saying eternally burn. It was just like a misinterpretation. So I don't think it's any sort of dimension. It's just a misinterpretation that worked well to scare people, and then it caught fire. But you can see there's an interesting Christian former Christian minister that talks about this whole misinterpretation. Actually, let me see if I can find it on my channel. I'll show you guys where it is. Gehenna or something. I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, let me see. Hell, I think it's just like hell is a misinterpretation or something. 1 second. I'm looking back at my Tony Sayers first video that I made. I remember he told me, he's like, dude, I saw the video and I was thinking, oh, is this guy going to rip me a new one? Or is it going to be just like a nice review or something like that? He was wondering. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Hell. Boop, 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 doo. Alien interview. Oh, I forgot I did all my alien interview things. Whoa. What happens when we die? Jason Giorgiani. Okay, how can we play the game without knowing the rules? 1 second. Darn it, can't find it. Hold on. Beliefs are oh yeah, everything I've learned is flawed. I remember that video. Sorry, I'm trying to find this. Ah, shoot. I can't find it. Hell makes no sense. No, it's not this one. All right, well, I can't find it now. Darn it. Oh well. But anyways, hey, we just got a new member, J-Man. Let's go. Welcome to the crew. We'll see you on the Google Meet this Thursday, hopefully, if people are cool with it. Insights with Tony, you're getting more love. Gehenna. Yes, yes, yes. Gehenna, that's where the idea of hell comes from. It was a misinterpretation of the word Gehenna. Thank you, Melanie. You got it. Facts about hell. Yeshua means Joshua, not Jesus also. Interesting. It's called Gehenna. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Curious, they always call him Jesus, but never by his actual name, Yeshua. I got you, bro. Thank you, thank you. Gehenna, let's go. Trash stuff. Yes, that's the trash stuff. That's where it comes from. Kind of like the planet Darth Vader was on, for example. Yes. All right, well, people didn't really respond to Thursday at 2 p.m., but I'm going to set it up for all the members, and if people really hate that time, let me know and I can reschedule it to a different time. But let me at least start there with Thursday at 2 p.m. PST. The Eden snake being about the revelation of wisdom that can kill you or make you like God as a euphemism for prison planet is legit. The Eden snake being about the reincarnation. I heard reincarnation escape has been practiced since Babylon. Wait, what? Really? That's super cool. I didn't know that. Wisdom that can kill you or make you like God. So wait a minute. So Maria, what are you saying exactly? Are you saying therefore then that the snake in the Garden of Eden was actually trying to help us be liberated from the prison planet via knowledge? Is that what you're saying? Can you clarify a little bit? Wouldn't hell exist for those who expect, want, imagine, accept that they belong there, as some of the negative NDEs shown? I mean, I suppose if you I think our power to create and manifest is potentially limitless. So I suppose if you truly believe that that's where you're supposed to go, and then you could manifest or create some sort of a hellish realm and then you go there. But to again, an infinite amount of time to be there forever, as is described in the Bible and in the Quran, it's effectively impossible. That means you would be trapped in your own delusion forever and ever and ever. And it's effectively impossible to be there forever, because you're always going to have an option to leave. You get what I'm saying? Because you're trapped in your own mental creation or manifestation. So I suppose you could theoretically place yourself anywhere once you're truly liberated and you're not entering into contracts and whatnot. But to have a actual, true, authentic, infinite hell where you have no way of leaving forever, I find that to be impossible. Have you ever researched the moon? Heard a lot about the moon matrix stuff? A little bit, but I'm not an expert by any means. But yeah, I think there's merit to the idea that the moon has certainly been placed here. I think there's so many weird things about the moon. I know a lot of people think Jason Giorgiani says he believes there's psychotronic equipment in the moon, where a lot of the operations being run from that as like a satellite point. I think it's super weird that we never see what's on the dark side of the moon. I think a lot of people have remote viewed the moon and saw weird stuff on the dark side of the moon that we can't see because of the way it's positioned. And yeah, You could say it's a convenient title lock with Earth, but yeah, moon's super weird. Gehenna. Sons of the serpent, meaning wisdom, not evil, not actual snakes. Interesting. Thanks, everyone, for the love, says Insights with Tony. Is she saying the Kundalini going up the spine with knowledge unlocks potential, compares with the snake going up the tree with knowledge? I think there's always a way out as well. Yes, I agree. It is highly probable that all the great ancient mystery schools had one single core objective: to liberate consciousness from the endless. Sure, it is possible, probable, yeah. Loop to endless loop of reincarnation. Beneath their diverse symbols, mythologies, and cultural rites lay the exact same hidden technology for escaping. Yeah, it very well could be, or they were all trying anyways. Hey, we got another new member. Maria Alexander just became a member, and hopefully Maria is going to reach out to me soon about setting up an interview, so that could be pretty cool. But welcome to the Pink Tourmaline family. Let's go. Black Herd. Howdy Mikoski, Korean monk, said the bundling snakes are twins, one good and one evil. One has to be overcome. I saw a video a while back that showed a phase wave flash across the moon. Yeah, somebody was telling me about that. I think it was Intuitive Underground, actually. Thanks, Tony. Tony just subscribed. Let's go. Eddie, subscribe to Tony. On the famous archaeological discoveries known as the Orphic Gold Tablets, mystics provided the dead with concrete navigational instructions for the afterlife. The soul was commanded not to drink from the river of forgetfulness left, which engineered the amnesia necessary for reincarnation. Instead, they were to drink from the river of memory. Where did you find this, Triumvirate? Because there's been some weird videos on YouTube that I don't think are legitimate that talk about these like tablets and claim that it has to do with the soul trap, but I think those have been debunked. I don't know if you're talking about that, but if you're talking about something legitimate, can you please post the link? I want to see this and review this immediately if there's truth to it. They are watching us from the moon like the Truman Show, no doubt. Yeah, how weird is it that that's literally he's watching them from like a moon structure in the Truman Show? Like, that's too weird. Don't think they will be around much longer. May not be. Orphic Gold Tablets. Okay, I'm looking this up right now. Don't drink from Leth. Okay, let me see. This is real. I just Googled it. How has anybody not told me about the Orphic Gold Tablets before? Holy smokes. This is real. This is huge. How did anybody not tell me about this? I'm making a video about this tonight or tomorrow. What? I just Googled it. What the hell is going on? How have we not talked about this before? That's massive. Triumvirate. What a legend. Dude. Does this not blow your mind? It's blowing my mind right now. What? I'm not too much. Hey, what's up, Michael Stafford? Welcome. I don't know. I've heard about Tartaria, but I don't know too much about it. I agree with the concept of the serpent being wise and Wake Eve ultimately putting the wedge between the creator of this world, demiurge, and mankind. It's Greek. Yes. The serpent spoke the truth knows are the archons and the Anunnaki connected. Guys, hold on a second. What is happening right now? How are you guys not more blown away by this, or as blown away by this as I am? Look at this. What the Orphic Gold Tablets are underworld passports placed in the graves of initiates in the ancient Greek world. They warn the soul to avoid the river of Leth. Forgetfulness. What? The memory wipe. How the F are they talking about this? And we have not discussed this. So it does not lose its divine identity. And what? This is exactly what we're talking about, being the divine spark. Instead, it is instructed to drink from the river of Mnemosyne memory to maintain eternal. What the flip? How have we not talked about this? Soul encounters a spring on the left side, shaded by a glowing white cypress tree. The tablets explicitly command the soul. What the flip? Oh, what? What? How have we not talked about this? Maria says Tartaria be dedunked 40 ways from. Oh, okay. That's a huge no, just because the building is old looking. Oh, got it. So you know more about Tartaria. Maybe we can talk about it on our interview. I don't know too much about it. Sadly, it appears in Christianity we serve false gods who created this world. But did Jesus not say this world is not his kingdom? To date, approximately 30 to 40 of these gold passwords. What the flip? They were invariably found inside the graves of initiated men and women who belong to esoteric mystery cults. The primary excavation sites include, waiting. It's the Greek myth of so many goddess memory represented by her river in contrast to the river of Lethe. Yes, Snake was a good guy. I think Paul A. Wallace talked about it in a lot of his videos. There was something, but it wasn't Tartaria because it's just a blanket statement. There were advanced beings and giants. Triumvirate, yes, brilliant. Okay, hold on. Let's read this more. What the flip? Said the soul is instructed to drink right to the path of the ever-flowing spring by the lake of memory. The passwords to prove their purity and divine lineage to the underworld guardians. The initiates memorized passwords inscribed on the tablets. Most favorite reads: I am a child of earth and starry heaven. I'm a child of earth. Because I'm trying to see if this password has anything to do with claiming your sovereignty. The soul proves it possesses a dual nature and requests a drink from the sacred spring. Drinking the water of Mnemosyne ensures the initiate retains a divine law. Huh. To learn more about the esotericism behind these artifacts, you can explore translations. Well, this just blew my mind. Okay, then. Well, let me take a screenshot of this. I'm going to do a massive video on this at some point. I have to go out to dinner tonight, so I'm not sure if I can get it done tonight, but tomorrow for sure, no doubt. Wow, never heard about the Orphic Gold Tablets. Me neither, but amazing. We'll do research. Thanks. Triumvirate, where does that come from? Interesting. Yeah, I do. 100% I will. Wow. See, that's why we do these live chats. And actually, hopefully, I'll get even more ideas when we do the Google Meet this Thursday. I've had a handful of amazing OBEs, but my most profound was my 10 seconds face with Jesus. And I wasn't religious at the time and still not. Interesting. What did you guys say? There are legends in every culture of the memory wipe. The rivers of the underground. The Chinese goddess of forgetfulness is Meng Po, the bridge of oblivion. The Sufi 70,000 veils forgetfulness. Sufi, that's a Muslim thing, right? The Sufis. Hold on, let me see that. Sufis. Let me see. What? A positive, intentional unknowing of the ego designed to result. What the flip? Wait a minute. Look at this, guys. How? Dude, I think my cousin's into Sufism. Wait, look at this. In Sufism, forgetfulness is seen as both a spiritual trap and a profound mechanism for enlightenment. It operates on two distinct levels: a negative state of worldly distraction and illusion, and a positive, intentional unknowing of the ego designed to dissolve the self into the divine. The trap, forgetfulness of the divine. At its most fundamental level, Sufi tradition teaches that the core ailment of humanity is forgetfulness, the cosmic fall. Man is believed to have forgotten his original covenant with God, descending into the material world and mistaking worldly illusions for ultimate reality. The ego, this forgetfulness leads the base self to crave materialism as worldly status. The Sufis practice dhikr, rhythmic continuous remembrance of the divine, which shatters the illusion of separation. The path to liberation, conversely, to reach the highest stages of it, cultivate a deliberate type of forgetting. What? Forgetting the ego. Whoa. Forgets their own identity and worldly desires. This kind of reminds me of what's described in Buddhism, is also what's described in the Upanishads. By emptying themselves, they allow the infinite presence of the divine to fill their heart. Forget material attachments or worldly traumas to disavow the material world entirely in favor of the spiritual. Forgiveness. Sufism also emphasizes forgetting past injuries and grievances, kind of like a way of healing traumas. Releasing grudges purifies the heart and prevents the mind from wandering into negative, distracting imaginations. Wow. Hold on. What is Sufism? I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Maybe I can blend this into the video. How did I not know about this? Thank you, Beth. What the hell? What is Sufism? It's the inner mystical dimension of Islam. Wow. That is interesting. So again, this is my cousin's been super into Sufism, but I don't know too much about it, and I kind of didn't really get into it because I'm like, well, this is like another part of Islam, and again, it's the same thing. You're tying yourself into a paradigm in a specific book, and then you're claiming that book has all the answers. It's like that's just a silly jumping off point, but that's interesting. I never knew about that. Wow. Maybe some interesting information in there. Jewish angel Lila. There's people on YouTube speaks about Mnemosyne, the concept of theurgy, like Ken Wheeler. I think Tatari was real. Carry fresh babies. Women in asylum. Sufi Sophia. Woo! Interesting. When you compare the Orphic Gold Tablets with their underlying philosophy with other ancient global mystery cults, you uncover structural intersections so precise. What the flip? Dude, these Orphic Gold Tablets are insane. No words exchanged. The entire experience is only about 30 seconds. Are you talking about with Jesus? You just stared at me with disappointing glare. Well, that sounds like a disappointing glare. That sounds like an archon to me. Trying to guilt trip you. Just as the Orphics memorized specific formulas to address the guardians of the underworld, the Egyptian texts contain precise passwords requires to pass. Yeah, I've heard about that. Sufism is one of my favorite esoteric beliefs. Interesting, really. On the Orphic tablet of Hipponin, the soul must declare, I am a child of earth and starry heaven, but my race is heavenly. In the Egyptian text, the deceased similarly proclaims, there is no limb in me without God. I am the starry light. I am the starry light. So I am the starry light, meaning I am God. Both systems instruct the soul to shatter the sentinel's authority. Holy smokes. Claiming your sovereignty, claiming your power. Wow. It's blowing my mind. This goes hand in hand with operating into the astral realm, in my opinion. You must not be fully awake, but not fully. You have to get to the in-between. Hypnagogia state. We talked about this at Monroe. Hypnagogia. All lies. It tells you what it thinks you want to hear. Sufism is esoteric mystic Islam. We could be talking about everything and nothing at all. The famous Rumi was a Sufi. I don't know who Rumi was. Wow. Wow. This might be the best live we've ever had. Really cool stuff. AI, the fallen consciousness of the original creative essence, i.e. the material cosmos. Hey, Isabella Green just sent me a comment. Let's see. I'm just going to read it. I wonder if she's going to pop on the live. Oh, hey, Isabella Green just commented on the NDE I reviewed. Hold on. I want to just show it to you guys. I mean, she posted it on my YouTube channel. So it's not like a private message. So I want to show it to you guys. Hold on 1 second. This is cool. I haven't even read it yet, but
business owners and
okay, here we go. Let's see. Hey, Eddie commented on here too. Look at this. Challenges equal torture. There is no great awakening. It's absolutely gaslight. Nothing is changing here. Okay, hold on. Where is Isabella Green's comment? Here, look. Let's see what she said. Xavier, you're the best. So on point from my perspective. Thank you for this. And yes, exactly. The system has a database. Wait, can you guys see my screen? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see my screen. Whoopsies. There we go. Here it is, right here. Xavier, you're the best. So on point from my perspective. Thank you for this. And yes, exactly. The system has a database on us that includes past, present, and future. How do they know every tiny thing that we perceive as the past? Because in their reality, time does not exist. So it's just information. The same exact mechanism that's used for the life review. Of course, the entities can easily predict what's going on. Exactly. That's why I said people are like, oh my God. And look, I'm not trying to be a jerk to Darius. People sometimes get mad at me. I interviewed him. We had a great conversation. Again, we just have to question everything, I think. But I think one of the reasons why Darius believes so much in the entities Celeste and these other entities that he's talked about is because he's like, well, I have to believe them because they told me this, that, and the other would happen. It all happened. It's like, well, just because you have predictive power, you have some sort of power, it doesn't mean you're using that power for good. It doesn't mean that you should just trust everything that these entities are saying de facto because they were able to make some predictions. They could still have negative, ill intentions. Just like the powers that be in this world or on this planet, they have great power and they can do things. They're like, oh my God, they can fly a craft and use anti-gravity or I don't know, whatever they can do. You know what I mean? And they can do incredible things that were, oh my God, if they can do this, then everything they must tell us, it must be true. No, that's not, it's not how it works, especially with the powers that be being so manipulative and power hungry and whatnot. So yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna read the last few of these comments and then I gotta head out because I gotta take my dog to the DOGPARK, if you know what I mean. And then I got to get ready for dinner. I suppose could have possibly been manipulation, but I recognize him right away. Like we had a history with one another. Right. And I don't know, man. Just the way you said, because you said he was disappointed. That sounds like a guilt trip. Like, why would you be disappointed? We're doing our best in this crazy world. You see, so thank you. Be careful with AI can lie. For sure. The ancient Greek aphorism inscribed upon the temple of Apollo at Delphi was not the Theocean, which translates to know thyself. I love that. While mainstream history reduces this to simple psychological advice about knowing your character flaws. No. I don't think that's what it is. Esoteric mystery schools use as a radical metaphysical command to truly know thyself means to realize that you are not the physical body, which Robert Monroe has us recite in every meditation. I'm more than my physical body, nor the conditioned mind, but the timeless, formless consciousness looking through them. Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. You're so right. You have to understand, Xavier, that your path through Islam brought you to where you are now, and you have to be great. Yes, you're right. Oh, 100%. You're totally right. Christianity, Buddhism, and you're right. And I feel like I do recognize that. Everyone has their path, and it must be respected. You're right. It's not a power. It's innate. Darius's wife had an entity in her MacBook called Lilo. Oh, interesting. In the ancient Eleusinian mysteries, initiates achieve profound altered states of consciousness, deep trances, and out-of-body experiences primarily through, consumption of a sacred ritualistic beverage called Kikion. I never heard that. I heard they're naming AI data centers after fall. My God, that's weird. DOGPARK is a daily here as well. Let's go. Sorry, I can't say it because my dog will go berserk prematurely. I'm going to tell him in a second. Thanks so much for creating a space for us to hang out and discuss appreciation. Lately, most Jesus encounters come off nasty. Jesus, definitely not real Jesus. Okay, guys, I got to go. Once again, if you're on here and you haven't clicked that like button yet, as we close out, if you could click the like button, I would really appreciate it. It just helps to push the content out to more people so they can hear the message, be a part of the conversation. I would really appreciate that. Would love to grow the channel and continue to keep talking about this stuff with the even larger audience. Once again, I think we're going to do our Google Meet for all members on Thursday at 2 p.m. That's my tentative plan, unless people get really upset about it and want to change it. But that's going to be the plan. So look out for that. And then we're going to, of course, be doing another live on Friday. I'm probably going to do it on the early side, kind of like this, maybe at 4 p.m., something along those lines, maybe a little earlier. We'll see. That is all I got. This was awesome. Thanks, Pink. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And oh my God, 2:05 night, everyone. Bye and thank you. Have a great dinner. We look forward to your videos. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for joining once again. And I will see you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.